Hi guys, it's Ali here. It's been a while. Things have been a bit crazy, bit hard, bit difficult. Not all of which is related to my gastric sleeve surgery. So I've got a lot to say today, and interestingly, I think with all of the bumps in our road, I've learnt a lot more about me, and I've learnt a lot more about the sleeve. So I'll start with my statistics. So in November 2017, I was the heaviest weight I've ever been, or I could ever imagine myself being. I was 120 kilograms. If you pop over to my Facebook page of the same name, Ali's Bariatric Journey, you'll see lots of photos, and there is a photo from that time, November 2017, when we were holidaying in Hawaii, and you can really see that I'm very large and very unhealthy. So I went and saw Dr. Wong, my gastric sleeve surgeon, on the 19th of March. On that day, I weighed 116 kilograms. I decided on that day to have the surgery, and I started my 3-week pre-op diet on the 30th of April, at which time I was 115 kilograms. I weighed myself today, which is Sunday the 5th of August 2018, and I am 94.1 kilos. Now, if I have a look at some of the notes I made, that means, now this is what interests me, my weight's really just normal weight loss now. It's not significant, it's not great, it's just continuing down, and I've had to come to terms with that fact, but I'll go into that a bit more. So during the month of May, where I started my I'll go back. So my 3-week pre-op Optifast diet, over 3 weeks, I lost 5.5 kilograms. Then from my day of surgery to the end of May, so from the 23rd of May to the 31st of May, which is 8 days, I lost 5.7 kilos. So during the month of May, the whole month of May, because I started my pre-op diet on the 30th of April, I lost 11.2 kilos. Now that's great, and I kind of expected that I would lose, 8 to 11 kilos every month post-op. But wait, that didn't happen. So for the month of June, so from the 1st to the 30th of June, I lost 4.6 kilograms. Then for the month of July, so from the 1st to the 31st of July, I lost 4.3 kilograms. So really, we're talking a kilo a week, give or take. I would have thought it would have been more than that, but even though I'm only eating little things, I'm not eating, I don't know. I haven't been systematic enough with my food. I read I listened to some videos from Dr. Duc Vuong, who is a retired now bariatric surgeon who's done a lot of educational videos on YouTube and things. And he said you have to be very systematic. Well, I haven't been. And I'll go into lots of reasons and lots of situations that have come up over the last couple of months, which I feel haven't allowed me to be, or I haven't allowed myself to be during this time. So my weight loss so far, since starting on the pre-op diet on the 30th of April, is 20.9 kilograms, which is pretty amazing. And if you take it back to when I was 120 kilograms, it's like 25 kilogram loss. So that's really good. And I'll remind you of something I said in a previous video or Facebook post, that I'm going back for my 6 months post-op checkup with my surgeon in December. And he basically told me that, well, I don't know if it was by that time, but I took it that he was telling me that I would get to 80 kilos, that my minimum weight after having the gastric sleeve surgery was 80 kilos. Well, I was horrified and shocked when he told me this when I last saw him, because about 7 years ago, I went on a program called Dr. Cohen's Lifestyle Clinic for 6 months, and I lost 35 kilos from 96 or 99 kilos or something. And I got down to 65, but stabilised at 70 for sort of the longest period before I started putting on weight again. And I did remain at a healthy weight for a couple of years after that, maybe 2 years. So when he said I'd get to 80, I thought, you're kidding. If I've gone through all of this and I get to 80 kilograms, I'll be very disappointed. But even losing what I've been losing over the last couple of months, and that's been with no exercise, I kind of feel like I'm going to get to the 80 kilo mark before I go and see him in December. I've done lots of numbers. I do like to see numbers, and I do like to use averages. But just to give you an idea, my daily average during the month of June was 153 grams a day. My daily average during the month of July was 139 kilograms a day. To get to 85 kilograms by the 18th of September, when I go on my dream overseas trip with my husband, that's 213 grams a day. So ultimately, I need to try a bit harder, because I can assure you I haven't worked very hard at my food or exercise intake up until now. So I kind of feel like I can get to 85 kilos by the 18th of September from 94.1 today, the 5th of August. Something I have done yesterday, I haven't done it yet, but yesterday I went to the gym. I've had a Fernwood Fitness gym membership for, I would say, close to 12 months, and I've been once, much to my husband's frustration and chagrin, because it's not a cheap membership to hold. But I went yesterday and I did a body balance class. I've mentioned before that I wanted to do water aerobics, which I love. And I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed the body balance class yesterday. So in 2 hours, I'm going to do a Zumba class at Fernwood Fitness at Hornsby. And I'm really looking forward to that. I'm quite happy to sort of be out of sync with everyone else, and I'm quite happy to sort of have a giggle if I do the wrong thing. But surprisingly, yesterday in the body balance, I did quite well. I sat out one section of movement that they did that just there was no way I was going to be able to do it, but I watched and I learned how to do it. And then seeing that the instructor knew I was new, she was always giving me less difficult options, which was awesome. The exciting thing that happened yesterday is I put on my size, I think they were 22 or 24 bell curve exercise leggings from Target on, and they were like baggy pants. They were quite funny, but I'd run out of time to go and get some more pants and then, or leggings, and go to the gym. So I went in my baggy pants, and it was all right. But I went to Target after the gym and I bought myself 2 pairs of size 16 normal Target leggings and size 18 normal Target activewear, you know, those silky sort of exercise fabric t-shirts. And I bought myself a size 20, I've got it on, this size 20 jacket. My bust is still very, very big. I'm wearing a size 22 double D bra, which I bought myself last week. And to be honest, I think I could have gone to a 20 double D. But I buy my bras online. The Myers and David Jones in Hornsby don't have a great range of the bras I like to buy. So I tend to buy them online. And the 24 double Ds I was wearing down from a 24E were way too big and very uncomfortable. So these are much more comfortable. So I'll survive with these for another month or two, and then I'll buy some new ones online to go overseas, which I will go to a better Myer store and try them on, maybe Chatswood. So apart from having a sleeve, I'd like to say I have no restrictions on what I eat or drink, which I suppose is really good, but when I said that, I still have quantity restriction. I have very big quantity restrictions. So I suppose it is good. I should be thankful that I don't have any major issues with that. The other problem, so that's all well and good. I faced off with some wine and some champagne, and being a very heavy drinker, like a bottle a night plus, before I went on this journey. I don't love it. It doesn't sit great in my tummy. I could drink it if I had to. During July, we had a number of birthday celebrations and a weekend away, and at every meal I'd try a glass of wine. I ended up drinking a whole glass of wine. Didn't love it, didn't feel good, didn't make me sick, but certainly I don't drink alcohol at home, in the house at all, and I really don't think I'll be drinking it, or not more than a sip when I go out. But I faced it off, I tried it, I wasn't desperate to have it, so that was really good. Diet Coke was the other thing. Post-op, all I wanted was a Diet Coke for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And at my 4-week appointment with the dietitian, Megan Cusack, who works with Dr. Wong, who's my surgeon from Gosford, at 4 weeks, she said, you can have whatever you want. Whatever you want. You can have bubbles, you can have whatever. She said, but be careful. In being careful, I waited another few weeks, and then, as I said, I tried wine, I tried champagne bubbles that wasn't great, but then I tried a Diet Coke last week. So what I did is I bought a 600ml bottle. I shook it and shook it and shook it over the course of a whole day plus some, then to get rid of the bubbles. Then I poured it into a glass and let it go flat as much as I could, and I sipped on it. It was probably 100 mils in a glass, and I really enjoyed. I still don't want more than 100 mils. I bought myself another 600ml bottle yesterday. So I had a sip yesterday, but again, it has to be really flat. So I think ultimately I'd rather go out and order a small glass of Diet Coke than have alcohol. And then I can stir it and get the bubbles out and sip on it. So that's sort of the food and drink thing, or the drink thing. The food thing, as I said, I'm not doing really good. I'll have an egg for breakfast. I can eat it. I might put a few little of those tiny bacon pieces that you use for quiches and pizza topping in it. I might have half a sachet of porridge. But I think ultimately I love Jana fat-free natural yogurt. So I think I've made a decision that I will have that for breakfast each morning. It's easy, it's quick. I'll be systematic in that's what I have. I'm enjoying a small takeaway size cappuccino a day, most days, not every day. I really do enjoy that. I don't have sugar in it, so that's not too bad. For lunch and dinner, I don't know what I eat. I made a batch of cauliflower fried rice, which was beautiful. That's on my Facebook page. I'll have quarter of a cup, half a cup of that. I've had a couple of meals where I've had a bit of steak and salad. You know, food is such a low priority for me at the moment that I really couldn't tell you what I eat. Last night I defrosted some steak and vegetables I'd made as part of a foil bake. I mixed it up with some water and defrosted it and cooked it down a bit more, added some brown rice to it and some curry powder. So I suppose I had there was very little beef in it, so I suppose it was more like beef and vegetable and rice curry. Ate a bit more than I should have of that. But it was okay. There's leftovers for hubby and I for today, so we'll eat that for the next few meals. So let's talk about the mind. The mind's been really mucking up on me because the weight loss hasn't been what I've expected or hoped for. I have been pretty low on and off. It doesn't help that. So I'll say this, don't know if my kids will watch this video. They're pretty grown-up kids and they know how I feel about a lot of things, but one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with as a mum is my daughter was diagnosed with a chronic pain condition. Now, just because I've had hard times to go through with doesn't mean I put any blame or anything about what I've done onto my daughter. I'll just say that. It's not an excuse. It's just the way I cope with things has been food and alcohol, and that's totally on me, not on her at all. But I think one of the hardest things as a parent is to watch a child go through something that you can't fix or control. So my girl is amazing. She's strong. I wish I had her coping mechanisms and her strength and her courage. But obviously we're different people. I do things differently. So my daughter went away for a dream holiday, came back from the holiday, and with her condition, she didn't just get jet lag, she suffered with exhaustion and she was very sick, had an infection. So she lives 3 hours from home, so I was up there helping care for her, which is fine, but this type of thing doesn't allow for routine, it doesn't allow for systematic approach to anything. I'll have to try and go for walks when I'm up there this time, looking after her for another reason, which I'll explain in a minute. So I guess I've only had one real food blowout. So I was a binge eater. I would eat emotionally. And last weekend, she kicked a toe. Big deal, everyone says she kicked a toe. But because her pain condition started in her foot, it's called complex regional pain syndrome. There's actually been quite a lot on A Current Affair about a young girl that has complex regional pain syndrome. But when my girl kicked her foot, she ended up getting a big lump on the top of her foot, quite painful, and it's a ganglion cyst. So she's not been able to walk very well. Well, she can walk, but it's painful and, she needs a bit of help in the house. And obviously it takes a toll on her mentally, physically, emotionally, with everything she's been through. So mum to the rescue, and up I went, which is what you do. I wouldn't do anything else but that. So she's got to have surgery on Wednesday this week, the 8th, which means I'm going to be living in Bathurst again with her, which is 3 hours from home, until she's up and about on her feet. Now, the surgery is minor, but because of her pain condition, could be really, really major. We don't know if she's going to be up walking around in a few days, a week, months. We don't know. It's that unknown that carries a lot of fear. But anyway, so it's bigger than weight loss. It's bigger than internal struggles about how much am I going to lose when, how am I going to exercise, how am I going to do anything else.
it's something we have to go through, and we will. Trying to pull myself together. But ultimately, I think more and more I realise that if I didn't have the sleeve and I didn't have that physical restriction and I wasn't trying so hard to be healthy, I would be having a lot of medical issues, because of course all the medical issues I'd mentioned in previous videos that I had would still be around. So my blood pressure would be through the roof. My IBS would be mucking up because I'd be drinking a bottle of wine or more at this point every day, and I'd be eating takeaway food because I wouldn't have time to cook. And I certainly wouldn't be feeling as energized as I do each day, and certainly more recently by doing the exercise. So thank goodness I had the sleeve. So the surgery is on Wednesday, and I'll be driving back up to Bathurst to look after my girl for however long it takes after that. Keen to go to the gym today, which is Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, catch up with a friend on Monday. Going to get some food and stuff organised, have a bit of a plan, because if I've got food in the freezer that I can just defrost and feed myself, I can focus on feeding her and getting her what she wants and needs over the next week or two. Who knows? She could be up and around in 4 days like everyone else. She does have a spinal cord stimulator fitted, which does block the pain signals, but yeah, fingers crossed it keeps working to the 100% level that it has been. So the goal will be to have some food prep done to take up to Bathurst on Wednesday for both myself and my daughter, and to if she's has rest period, like if it's not too bad over the next few days, where if she's just resting, I might be able to go for some brisk walks, just to keep my activity levels up. My knee, the really good thing is that my ability to bend and stretch and move and walk without horrendous pain and waddle, do the penguin, which I used to do before my physio taught me how to walk properly again. I should be able to keep things going. And she has finally bought a set of scales for her house, which is awesome, because I will be able to monitor the weight loss, and I think that'll keep me focused on something positive while I'm up there. Another thing I'm going to do when I get back from my Zumba class today is I'm going to try on a pair of size 16 jeans. I bought a pair of jeans in every size from size 18 down to size 10 when they were on sale in Miller's, of all places. They were $15 each, so I figured I could stockpile some black and blue jeans. At that price, I couldn't go past it. So I've been wearing a size 18 for the last month, but I reckon the 16 it'll be tight, but I reckon it might just go on, given that they stretch a lot. So that'll be fun and something to look forward to. So yes, very long video today. Covered off on a few things, certainly the weight loss and how it's progressed, which might help other people. I've had my big teary. I've explained why I haven't been as diligent as maybe I would like to have been with the food I'm eating and the exercise. But what I love is that this journey just keeps on giving. The sleeve is a gift that keeps on giving, going through the really emotional, tough times that would have driven me to food and alcohol in the past. I've had to think of something else to do. And look out, it's turned around. I've occupied myself with exercise. So surprise, surprise. So on that note, I will wipe my face and I shall go and buy some food for hubby to feed to the dogs over the next week or two that I'm not around. And I have to work out, well, I mean, he's perfectly capable, but For him, I order U-Foods when I'm not here, and he quite enjoys that. So go and work out when his next U-Foods order has to come, and then work out if I'm going to do some cooking and what I'm going to do for food prep. So it's going to be a busy day or two. I've also got, I also do the bookwork for 2 companies, which is sort of ours. So I've got a lot to do around that this weekend, and have to go into the office on Monday and Tuesday. So, or no, Tuesday, I think. And then the operation's on Wednesday. So suck it up, Buttercup. And I hope everyone's doing well, and I hope my Suki video helps, and I hope the positives that come out of each Suki video help as well. Take care, and hopefully it won't be so long next time. Hopefully by the end of next week I'll be able to go, oh, my daughter's walking, and I'm back at home, and I'm at the gym 4 days a week. So fingers crossed, everyone. If you can, keep us in your thoughts and prayers, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.